Alright, so let's look at some practice problems from some single variable examples that are a little longer than the ones we've done previously. Alright, so when I'm looking at this first expression, what I see is an A and an A here. Alright, and remember that we have a rule that says A and A is going to just be A. Alright, is equal to A. So that becomes A, B, or C and not C and D. Alright, then we also have a rule about not C and C. C and not C is going to be what? That's always going to be equal to 0 because one of those is going to be 0. So then it becomes A and B or 0 and D. Well, what do we know about 0 and D? Okay, 0 and D is always going to be 0 as well because one side is. So then we have A and B are 0. Alright, so if going into an OR gate, one of those is always 0, we know that we wrote it previously like this, x or 0 was x. So that would be y equals A, B would be our final answer. Let's look at a second example, okay? So a couple of things initially, right? Here I have B and B, here I have not C and C. Alright, so we have the rule that x and x is equal to x. So that also means that not x and not x would be equal to not x. So this becomes B and not C, or B and not C, or not A and B and 1, or A and not B and 0. Alright, so now, oops, sorry, trying to scroll up instead I scribbled. Anyways, a little bit of it at least. Okay, so now as I look at that, what do I see? I have this piece here, B and not C, or B and not C. Remember this rule? X or X? What was that equal to? X or X was equal to X, right? So that means that that piece is going to become B or not C, or, and then we'll bring down our other terms. Okay? Now, again, we have a rule about x and 0 is equal to 0, right? So that means this term becomes 0. And so now we have this, or 0. But what do we know about anything or 0? Okay, this part is just going to become, we're going to drop the 0 altogether, right? So now we have okay, and remember back to x and 1 is going to be equal to x, so that means that this piece is just going to go away. We'll have, all right, for our final answer. So I hope these two examples have helped you.